Hi, I'm Cher Johnston. We're going to work on our stitch dictionary today. And as always, there will be timestamps for the stitches if you want to just go directly there. But do have to jibber jabber a bit in the beginnings. Please join my Facebook group, Cher Johnston Stitchbook Community. We're going to use this hashtag Stitchbook. Please hit the like button and hype. And if you don't mind, visit my Ko-fi page. You can get this for free, or you can donate a bit to keep me alive. I'm not going to do channel memberships or Patreon or anything like that. It's all going to be free. But I am retired, and Our next stitch is a buttonhole, or also known as a blanket stitch. Now I counted, there are 13 variations of buttonhole stitch in this book. We're not going to do all 13 today. We're going to do maybe 2, maybe 3. So here's how the stitches worked. That's what it looks like. I did want to show you the this is the alternating stitch. And we may do that one today, we might not. Depends. If you go to Pinterest, I wanted to be sure to show you this because there are here are some variations by just varying the length of your stitch. You can change it a lot. You can change the way it looks. And here she's made some leaf shapes. And this is a crazy quilt stitch because, of course, gotta have crazy quilting. There's another crazy quilt stitch, and here's an ad for her Stitchers templates. So, we're gonna do, I drew in dots. You don't need dots. I just drew them in because I like it to look perfect and pretty. You know, it's better for the YouTube algorithm. I have to turn my light on. It's a little dark and dreary out there. I know that the light changes the color and it casts shadows, but it's easier for me to see. Sorry. So I'm going to start along the line. My buttonhole stitch is going to go along this line. I'm going to go down here and back up on the line. I would not normally stitch this upside down like this. Wrap the thread around the back of the needle. And you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm just going to turn my work. So I should have done right to left because I'm right-handed. But I didn't think that far ahead. It's also called a blanket stitch because it's often used at the edge, or it used to often be used at the edge of the blankets. When you make a book, I've made books where I put blanket stitch along the edge of all the pages. Looks really nice. It's called a buttonhole stitch because you would do really close together stitches face to face and then cut down the center of them to make a buttonhole, which makes a lot more sense when you do it with a sewing machine. All right, then the next stitch is alternating. Let's do one more. Alternating buttonhole is just basically you go this way, and we're going to turn, or you go this way for like 3 stitches. And you could do 4 stitches or 5 stitches or however many you want to do. I think I forgot to tell you what thread I'm using because somebody will ask. And, 10 years from now, I'm not going to know. So just give me a second. This is Color Streams. Gotta tell you, I'm not quite sure. That looks too shiny. Well, let me just say this. It's from Color Streams. It might be this Rana cotton in Olivades. I have others that I just put, like this one is lipstick, and I put a bunch of other threads on the same floss drop. It might be, no, it's not that. This one is Tuscan Olive. It's my favorite color from Color Streams. I don't think it's this one. This one is Olivades and it's silk, but I'm sure that's not silk. Pretty sure it's this one. Anyway, I can put a link in the description to the Color Streams website. If you're in the US, it's spelled COLOUR, color. We don't spell color that way. But if you type in Color Streams and you can't find it, it's because you're not spelling it right. Okay, I think I'm going to end this off because I do want these lessons to stay short and doable. I don't want it to be terribly long. But let me show you how we're going to end off. We're going to end off by going to the back. You have to tack down that last stitch. See, now somebody asked me once, how do you start if this is the edge of your piece and you want your stitches to go from there to there? Let's just pretend that's the edge of our piece. And you can't, start off the edge. You would start I think this is like a centimeter. And then you would go in here and go off the edge. Remember, we're pretending that's the edge. And go around. And then you might want to pull that kind of tight so that it doesn't look like too much like a chain stitch. And there you go. Then if you're working along the edge of a piece and you want to end off, let me just do one more. If you're working along the edge, you're going to end with your thread off the edge. You're going to have to go on the back side, right? Remember, we're pretending this is an edge, and just go down here And then I would knot off. You can knot off in this stitch here. Make a knot in that stitch so it doesn't show as much. Does that make sense? Okay, so that's our buttonhole stitch and alternating buttonhole stitch. And I think that's all we're going to do for today. We'll be back again tomorrow to continue. Thanks for watching. Bye. Okay, I looked at the next stitch and I changed my mind. Look at this. I just think it's the most beautiful thing ever. So what she has here is an alternating up and down. The green, that's what the green is, and there. And then this is an oyster stitch, and then French knots at the bottom. I'm not going to do an oyster stitch because we haven't done that yet. I may put in some bullion knots though, because that would be cool. So it starts with a buttonhole stitch, and then for the second part, you take a bite of the fabric so that it's pointing up instead of down, and then you pull the needle away from you, no, toward you instead of away. Anyways, I'll just demonstrate it, but I'm going to, I love this stitch so much. I have color streams. This is Tuscan olive. I love this color. This is also Tuscan olive. These are cotton strands. This is a stranded cotton. This is more like a pearl 8. And they're sort of different colors, but only because they're hand dyed and they come out that way. So, that's one of my favorite colors. Okay, I'm going to turn sideways and I'm going to turn my light on because, old eyes. And I don't know if you can hear the music in the background. It's distracting for me, which is why I was going to quit. But I love this stitch. I want to keep going. Okay, I'm going to put 2 stitches in this line here. So I'm going to go a little to the left, to the right, wrap the thread, and pull down this way. Then I'm going to go up, and I'm going to go a little to the left of that. And again, I'm going to wrap. And then I'm going to pull the thread down. That one's not really very long, but it'll work. It'll be fine. Now I'm going to go the opposite direction. So I'm going to go up into there and wrap and pull this direction. Now I'm going to go the opposite. I'm going to go down across from that one and I'm going to wrap again. And then I'm going to pull up this time. See that? Okay, again. I'm starting this in this hole. I'm going to go slightly to the right of my dot there. And I'm going to wrap. I'm going to go down I didn't do that right. I was supposed to go down this way. But you get the idea. It doesn't really matter, does it? Or does it? I don't know. I just know how it comes out. Yeah, that was not right. I'm going to take it out and redo it. I'm going to blame it on the music. I'm going to blame it on the neighbors and the music next door. Because it does matter. Okay. Now, it occurred to me as I was threading my needle that I don't always mention what needle I'm using. It's because it doesn't really matter. This, I think, and sometimes I don't even know what needle I'm using. This is an embroidery needle. I think it might be a 7. Don't really know. All right, so when I'm on the top, I'm going to go down from the top. And I'm going to go into that dot right there. Wrap. And pull down. Then I'm going to go up from the bottom. Wrap. And this time I'm going to pull down. And you can see what that does is it makes a little stitch. See the stitch over top of those? And if I left the one that I did wrong, it wouldn't have that. So now that I'm on the bottom, I'm going to go up into that dot. I'm going to wrap. And I'm going to pull up. Then for the second half, I'm going to go down next to that stitch and I'm going to wrap. I almost forgot to wrap. And then this time I'm going to pull up. See how that little stitch wraps those two? So then I'm going to wrap the end of the needle, pull down. Then I'm going to go up from the line out. I always wrap the end of the needle. Now I'm going to pull down. Oh my gosh, I hope I'm on camera. Oh, I am. Yay. All right, the next one goes up from the bottom. And then down from the top. And pull up. Isn't it so pretty? I love this. Love, love, love it. And then I'm just going to end off at the back there. Now I'm going to do I'm going to get rid of those dots and draw in some lines and do a few more and do some bullion knots, and then I'll be back. Okay, I was editing and realized that I didn't do a very good job of demonstrating because the thread. So I do want to say that this pink here is lipstick. It's also from Color Streams and just cotton strands. I think I used 3 strands, and I demonstrated that in another video. But I'm going to show you again this alternating up and down stitch. And I'm not going to draw in a line. No, I'm going to draw in the line this time. Just because. You don't have to draw in a line. It could be an imaginary line. And I have this pink. This is DMC matte something or other. I think I've shown this before. So I'm going to start on the line. Then I'm going to come down the line a little bit. I'm going to go up from the bottom into the line, and then wrap the thread, pull through and pull up. Then my next stitch is going to go right next to it on the line down. I'm going to come out a little ways away from that one, and again wrap the thread, pull through, and I'm going to pull up this time toward the line. Then I'm going to come down this way. I go down from the top toward the line, wrap the thread, and pull down. And I'm going to go up from the line toward, I want to leave a little gap. Remember, we need a gap to put our little bullion knots in. And then pull down this time. And so you can see this little stitch that it makes over top of those two. I'm going to angle it this way a little bit. I'm going up toward the line, wrap the thread, and pull up. Then for the second half, I'm going to go down from the line toward that stitch, a little ways away. Again, I'm going to wrap the thread over the needle, and this time I'm going to pull down this way. Then again, I'm going to go down about here. I want to angle it again. You don't have to. You can just go straight in. Maybe I should do that so you can, for demonstration purposes. But you know what? Never mind. Ouch. Did you see that? Don't do that, folks. I'm going to go up from the line for the second half and come out a little ways away from there. Wrap the needle and pull through. I just love it. It's so lovely. All right, I'm just going to go to the back. And no, I need one more. Need one more. Let's just do one more, sort of pointing up. I'm going to go down from the line, come out a little ways away from there. Then again, I'm going to pull this way. And I'm just going to go to the back and end off. And that's our alternating up and down buttonhole. And there we are. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.